All right. Welcome to another 5 a.m. Club After Hours, and I have a
What's
special
good? What's
guest
good?
today, my brother Artsy Musa, and we got
What's good? What's good?
a good
How you
time.
doing, man?
I'm good, man. Hey, I'm alive. I'm alive, man. Married, kids. You know how it is. But yeah, man. I had like a
I'm listening
cold.
to you.
I had like a cold a couple days ago. I thought I had the flu, but I'm better now. Musa didn't drop.
Y'all for whatever reason, man.
I don't know what happened, but we back though, so you good.
Yeah. I was trying to add it to my stream, bro. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. Take your time. I'm gonna pull these topics up.
Oh, you back streaming or you knocked you off?
No, it ain't knocked me off. We still alive. We still alive.
I'm like that. Boom, 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 boom. I'm trying to make sure it's streaming.
Adrian, what's up, man? I think you're on mute, Adrian. I can't hear you, or your mic. Something wrong with your mic. No, I can't hear you.
Well, they make me do a bunch of nonsense on this joint. I ain't know they make me do all that.
All right, you can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Ready for Thanksgiving, man?
Nope. Nope. It is what it is, man.
All right, let me go ahead and I know you got 30 minutes, so I want to make it good.
You always do, man.
Josh, you ready to go?
Hold up, man. I'm trying to get it back on. It ain't let me It ain't want to let me stream.
It might be because we are. You trying to stream on YouTube?
Or just just a regular whatever. It don't even matter.
Yeah,
Are
it
you
look
streaming
like.
on? You streaming on it? It's good now. But I mean, it wasn't letting me do nothing before. I was just trying to throw it in the joint while I was here. Okay.
Oh yeah,
But if it don't work, I ain't tripping.
It just popped up.
Yeah, I ain't tripping if it don't work though.
All right, cool. So look,
I was good, ain't it?
What's going on, man?
Good, man. Trying to stay awake. Okay, we live. We streaming. We live now.
Yeah, we been live.
Yeah, I'm about to say some bullshit. Yeah, I'm about to say some bullshit. I'm glad. Hey, yeah, man. But I'm good, bro. Thanksgiving, this whole holiday season different, man. It's different. I know everybody as business owners it's a weird space to be in, to be honest. You know, me being a contractor, it seems like things, pick up in certain industries and things slow down in other ones. It seems like it's just shit just don't get done as fast, if that makes sense, bro. You know what I mean? Like the emails are slower, the outcome is slower, like just from November to January. You know what I mean? As a business owner, you just like, yo, and I need a little bit of extra bread because Christmas is gonna kill me. But I can't get it because the world's moving slow motion.
Well, I feel like our industries might slow down, but I feel like Adrian's industry will pick up around this time. A lot of stress, a lot of mental strain on everyone. Adrian, does your business pick up around this time?
Nah. They
Niggas
go because
think they gotta skip
usually
it.
traveling, they doing stuff with their families, or they get overwhelmed, so it don't come back for a while. I just
That's
had
a
so
fact.
much going on, I gotta kind of reset. So
The trauma
it
happened.
fluctuates. Typically, like
Yeah.
before Christmas, though, I get a lot of people who really need counseling, and I think it's because they know they about to go see their family, so they want to be able to say I started therapy. You know what I'm saying? So that first few weeks of December, I do see a spike.
That's funny. That's
So,
funny. I wonder if do people give people therapy for Christmas? That's a fly gift, though. I ain't never think about that. Like,
This
yo,
one
I
girl, I
got you
was with
somebody to talk to.
this one lady, she had a thing where it was like buy like 4 sessions, get like a fifth one free, so people could purchase it for other people. Um, I mean, sure, I wouldn't mind offering it because if they don't want to come, that bread mine, ain't no
That's
refund.
a fact. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They got a massage special, like five. That's fly. But yeah, I think therapy is a cool thing to get somebody for Christmas, especially if you've been with them for a while. I might not want to do that with a chick I just met because she might be offended. But if it's your joint you've been with 2, 3 years, 3, 4 years, yeah, you talk to somebody. Yeah,
yeah,
I like that.
I might get Josh a therapy session.
Dog,
But
all I'm gonna do is just go over bits the whole time, bro. Like I'm not gonna grow as a person. I feel like I know Adrian gonna disagree with this, but the trauma you can live with is okay as long as it don't make you weird. It's like no, trauma is not good for anybody, but if you can function with your trauma and it don't make you weird, I can live with mine. Like I know I got trauma, of course I do, but it don't make me crazy. You know what I mean? Like not outwardly crazy. I want to say, I think internally I be, I may be spiraling sometimes, but not nothing that's gonna make me take nobody out of here.
I can say this though, Josh. I'm gonna say this because Adrian and I had this conversation. I don't know if it was years ago or a few months ago. When I was dealing with my trauma from my dad, right? I never dealt with it, so he was like, when you start dealing with some of this stuff, you're gonna function better and you're going to be able to do a lot more things. So a lot of times when we have trauma, we think that we're functioning well, but really we're not functioning at our full ability because we're still dealing with that trauma. And one traumatic experience inside of like your parents and things like that is marriage, and I want to get into that conversation.
Oh, that's
Josh,
cool. Yeah, you led to that. Like, I thought it was intervention for me for a second. I said, I'm glad you
I don't
went
know
on there. Went on to move that.
I don't know.
Huh?
Like I can hear stuff in your background. I don't know if
In my background?
yeah.
What, it sound like a TV?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my wife. Shoot, hold up. I might have to see if
I
I
don't
can.
care. That's your wife. Right? Don't care. Because we're
Heck
gonna be
yeah.
talking about it today.
No, she don't care nothing about.
Don't say
Bro,
that
let me
too
see.
loud.
Let me see if y'all guys can. A little better now.
Yeah. That's a lot better. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a speaker on. I don't know what I was using for a mic this whole time, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, I feel you, bro. The marriage and everything. But here's the thing, though, with the trauma, man. I know we know this junk is about marriage, but bro, it's like if I know if you like self-medicating with it, you know what I mean? You dealing with whatever, you really don't know what you're dealing with. You just keep going back to self-medicating. But it done got to the point where the way you feel when you self-medicate, you enjoy that, like you enjoy the detachment from it. And just to be off to wherever, you know what I mean? And I know y'all understand, like being an entrepreneur and being a business owner, you 100% in, 110 into your business, building your business, scaling whatever you're doing. And then when you detach, that's when you self-medicate. So I'm done with work, so I'm self-medicating. I don't want to deal with the work. I don't want to deal with the trauma. I don't want to deal with nothing. And you just off on an island. If that's the way you know what I mean, you've grown to do things. I know, like y'all said, without that, I probably could function 10 times better because I wouldn't need the detachment. But I enjoy the island. You know what I mean? That's the crazy part about it. I enjoy, like, I'll get some ice cream, I get some edibles. I'm off over here. I don't know what's going on. The world could just be, we could be at war, bro. I don't know, but I enjoy my island when I'm on it. So, yeah, I understand what you're saying. You 100% right, though. I probably need to work through it. But when I enjoy the detachment, bro, I really do.
Yeah.
It's like doing drugs. Like imagine somebody doing drugs because they like doing drugs, and then somebody doing drugs because their dad did something to them. Like when I find out, you know what I mean? Now you just like, oh man, I didn't know you had trauma. I thought you just like getting high. And then it's weird, you know what I mean? Like that's me. I just just enjoy what I do. I ain't got no, you know what I mean? I ain't nothing crazy attached to it. I ain't blocking out my own or nothing, bro. Like, I'm just living.
Yeah, so I want to pull it back because I want to make sure I get these questions in for Adrian.
Yeah,
I want your take as well, Josh. So with marriage, a lot of people fear getting married in today's environment. So one of the things that I want to talk about is who fears getting married more. Is it women or is it men? And I'll let Adrian go first since he deal with couples and men and women. So from your perspective and what you've seen, Adrian, who fears getting married the most?
I would say men, but I think and I'm seeing a uptick in men who are delaying marriage for a healthy reason in terms of hey, I want to make sure I can take care of my family first. Right. So versus women, they think, oh, I want to be married and I'll have it all. Typically with a man, we're looking at the responsibility that comes with being a husband and kind of being a father. And so I'm having more and more single men reach out to me. Hey, how do I know when I'm ready? What do I need to read? How can I
Oh
be,
wow.
as prepared as possible? That was something I didn't expect to see, but it boils down to what spaces you in too. So actual people coming to me is more and more younger men in like their younger 20s, maybe upper 20s. Hey, what do I kind of need to do to be in position? Am I seeing this right? How do I know if she's the right one? They're asking a lot of the right questions, and I think it's fear as well too, right? Like I have to always explain, depending on the woman, you don't have to have everything in order. Sometimes once you get married, that's where the multiplication kind of comes in at versus women, they've always been ready. For the most part, they
Yeah.
always been ready. You got these
Yeah.
outliers of women, oh, I don't want to get married no more. More often than not is because of disappointments. They've given themselves to the wrong people, etc. And then I think flip side, you got the men. Why slow down to get married when I can get everything I want from women who are willing to give it to me without the risk of losing anything? So I really seen it all, but I'll say that the thing that has surprised me most and I'm happy about is these younger men who are like, no, I want to make sure I'm right because I still desire to be married.
Gotcha. So Josh, I muted your mic, but I'm unmute you though. So from your perspective, you're in the entertainment world, right? So you encounter comedians, actors, actresses. You even worked with Mr. Beast before. I don't think Mr. Beast is married, but who do you feel is more fearful of getting married?
I feel 100% men, just coming from where in the spaces that I normally reside in, is that it's because of the men who I normally walk with. Women look to that person as being somebody who is a total package as far as can handle everything. And like he said, there's that fear of when am I ready to take on that load? Because honestly, you're never ready. And I do feel like, as far as the Bible, people who believe in that, they feel like, a woman comes into your life and she multiplies things tenfold, but she don't multiply every day. She like every Adrian, you married, Dom, you married. Your wife do got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, she multiplying like a mother. You're like, wow, baby, I didn't. But Monday, she ain't move. She, she watch her stories, she doing her thing. So I think I don't want to give men an unrealistic expectation. Your wife does multiply, but she'll multiply every day, bro. Don't think you just soon as you say I do, she turns into a different person. It's right. It's a combined effort. Y'all both supposed to coexist and mesh in that way. Like one thing that made me know I was ready for sure, bro, was when me and my wife decided to get married. I proposed to her. I did everything traditional, but the whole process of planning the wedding and bringing up to it, it was a collective effort between the both of us, man. I remember when we finally paid that last little bit of money we had to pay to the venue, I think for some like tablecloth spoons and all that. Like, that last check you got paid to the whole wedding paid for. We were celebrating in the we did it. It was like that type of collective effort. That's why we're like, yo, I got a wife. That to me, that was one of the moments. That was more of I'm married than I do. You feel me? Because I'm like, oh shit, I got somebody who really, we did it. We jumping up and down the apartment that we was in at the time. So yeah, I know that don't really help the question, but I do feel like men, I feel like it's us, man. We really, the world ain't what it used to be. You can mute me again. Just go ahead and mute me, bro. The world ain't what it used to be, bro. These women ain't what they used to be.
I'll have to mute you, but I do agree too with both of you. I think we fear because we think ahead, right? Women, they tend to think in the moment. So a lot, and I'm not gonna say I've experienced this, but I have seen where women think that a marriage is going to be one way, but it's a whole totally different way, and that leads them to the separation. Like I didn't think that I was going to have to do this. I didn't think I was going to have to do that, and now they come in the marriage with a unrealistic expectation of how things are supposed to be. And now we thinking logically like, well, I'm still trying to do everything that I'm doing, but we're not going to be able to just be dating all the time and going out spending money, doing all that all the time, because now you are in the house with the person 24/7. It's not like you take a break, you go back to your place, and when I'm tired of you, I go to my place. It's none of that in marriage. It's always you come back together at the end of the night. Even if you do separate for the day, you got to see that person because you're going to get into bed with them. And I think sometimes women think that it's all just happy, 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 happy. When men, we don't even deal with the stress of being married. Well, we just shut everyone out. We're like, all right, I'm having a bad day. I don't want to talk to nobody. Like you said, Josh, you like medicating. Like you'll go off, you'll do something, and you're like, I don't want to be bothered. But now she feels like that it's something wrong that she's doing, even if they don't have anything to do with her. And now it's an argument. And now it's an argument. And now you're like, now I'm feeling even worse than I did feel because I was trying not to argue with you. But now I'm arguing with you about something that I don't even want to talk about right now. And now it's like a pattern. So I think that men do fear marriage because they feel like not only things that we've already spoken about, but more so, I'm not ready to take that. I don't want to say burden, but that responsibility on of having everyone count on me. You know, I want to be able to say I got excess amount of money, and we always correlated the money, excess amount of money to take care of everybody in the house, so we can go on those trips, so we can go on dates all the time, and we can still have fun. But we know that it ain't always like that. But they don't know that because they only know you from being that happy part of their life, and that's just my perspective. You guys can chime in on that if you want.
So I think what is on the flip side of that, we don't understand how much damage our shutting down does too, right? And we talk about the emotional aspect of a woman, but it's logical to understand how a woman works and how she's different from us, right? I heard somebody say it's almost like men when they deal with their wives as if they are like unintelligent men, so we're looking at them based on how we see the world, right? And it's like, dang, but she's not a man, she's a woman, she has totally different needs. So how can we interpret what they do in a way that we can understand it so that it lines up with who they are versus just reading it as if they are a man acting that way? And as I was sitting with that, I'm like, yo, that is bread, right? I liken it to like somebody speaking Japanese. Okay, I have to interpret what they are saying in a way that I can receive it and not just base it off of my own lens or my own perspective, but I have to base it off of them. And I think if we understood that more and used a logical perspective, it'll be easier for us to deal with our wives.
Yeah. So go ahead, Josh.
Nah, I was just agreeing. You put a pin in that, bro. I ain't got nothing. No notes, bro. No notes.
So I do want to talk about while we're on that divorce, right? Divorce is a big thing, and I think it's the easy way out in most cases. Or that people think it's the easy way out, but divorce is. I haven't been divorced, but I have seen my best friend go through a divorce, and well, one of my best friends go through a divorce, and it really takes a toll not only on your income, but it takes a toll on your soul. Like he looked like he didn't want to get up in the morning. I picked him up from Virginia, and we were just riding. He didn't say anything to me for like 2 hours, just staring out the window. And I'm like, I've never seen him like this. He wasn't eating, he wasn't sleeping. And he didn't want to be with his wife anymore, but it's just going through all of that. And then when he did get to the end, he felt like he wanted to be back with his wife too. And he didn't initiate the divorce, but he had to come to terms with it because he couldn't fight with her anymore. And I think that that's a big thing. Like divorce is really
Hell yeah.
that people don't really talk enough about until you get to that point of getting a divorce. So the question I have is, do people give up too fast or stay too long?
I think people get just used to the comfort. You know, with my child's mother, I think we weren't compatible as much as we aged, but I think mainly that was mainly due to us just being comfortable with each other. We stayed because we were comfortable. And I just now looking back and taking accountability in hindsight, big dog, because that's the only thing I can akin to a divorce was being with somebody for 12 years. But I can say the person that they were when I met them, they weren't that person after 12 years. But I think as men and women, we have to sometimes accept that's nobody's fault. People just naturally evolve, and people can grow apart naturally without any animosity being involved whatsoever. This person just might become this person, and the things that they value and they care about and their wants are different from yours. You know, you might have been the nomad. I just want to live on an island and surf, and she might have just shifted. She might have wanted that when she met you, but now she want a house and kids. You know, it's a natural progression. So as far as divorce goes, man, I really feel like people. I feel like that's not that people stay too long, but I feel like people get too comfortable, if that makes sense.
Dang, that's a great question. I think if it's not physical, like I don't think there's no such thing as staying in a marriage too long. I think where people go wrong is they don't give the marriage what the marriage needs. Right? Time don't heal wounds. Time doesn't make a marriage healthy. You got to be able to communicate. You got to be loving, understanding. You have to continue to build, continue to date each other, right? Like there's so many things you have to be intentional about doing in a marriage, and I think that's what gets missed. You start having kids, you start working, you put each other last when that's not what brought you together. What brought y'all together was how y'all prioritized each other, how y'all made each other, kind of feel. And a lot of marriages are not built on purpose either. Or the purpose is, hey, I love you, I got somebody I want to spend the rest of my life with. Okay, cool. What happens when that person starts getting on your nerves and they start changing and that's not the case no more? What's going to keep you together? Dominique, when you was talking, I'm like, dang, that boy talking about me, because I went through a divorce, and I feel like divorce is worse than losing somebody, because when they're gone, you don't have to see them, especially if you got kids. Now you're constantly seeing this reminder of what you had, but you no longer have. Even if it was bad, and it could be on both parties, you will still long to be in that, just to have that, connection. So with all of the highs and lows, and that's one of the reasons why I love working with married couples, is because you have no idea what's on the other side of divorce. And 9 times out of 10, it is not worth it. But people wait too long to even come to counseling, to where so many things have happened, so much damage has happened. Now to try to dig in that damage and clean it out, somebody's going to dip, because they don't even want to revisit all of the things that they kind of had been through, the things that they're aware of and unaware of. So I don't never think you could stay too long in a marriage, but I do think it's foolish if you don't figure out what it is that your marriage needs to be successful.
Yeah. Actually, why I came to you, Adrian, was not just because of Jordan, um, but it was because my divorced friend told me to get in therapy before things get bad. He
Yeah.
said to get into therapy while things are good, because when things go bad, nobody's trying to hear anything. And that's why we got into therapy. And one of the things that stood out to me while you were speaking, and it just flashed in my head, when we were on our call one day, and you were saying like this is what you signed up for, and that me and Jordan went back and forth about this for a while. Like this is what you signed up for. I don't think people know exactly what they are signing up for when they get married, and mainly because you don't know the other side of a person or the other side of people that are attached to that person. That's really the biggest thing, the other side of people attached to that person. Because you can know someone inside and out, but even the person that you love, they don't know the other side of people until you get married. And then things come out of people that you never would have thought would come out. Um, so that's a big thing. When you get married, you do sign up to be with, it's a covenant. It's not an agreement. That's what people need to understand. Marriage is a biblical thing that you are doing. You're taking vows under God and saying that this is a covenant. And if it's a covenant, the only way to break covenant is what? You die. Like that's what was said in the Bible. Covenant is only broken through blood. But we break covenant in marriage like it's just a contract that we're signing up for. And that's where Adrian is saying you have to be purposeful with your marriage, because if you're not, you don't have any foundation to build off of. And I think too many people get married and don't have the biblical side of things in order. And then when things start going left, they have nothing to refer back to but their trauma, their past, what is it? The ways that they deal with medication. I say like what Josh said, their medication. It could be drugs. It could be like for men, a lot of us men cheat because that's how we dealt with trauma. That's really why a lot of men cheat, because they deal with trauma. Like, oh, I'm not getting something from someone, I'm just gonna talk to a lot of girls. But that's not the way you deal with trauma. That's their medication. Some people do drugs, do hardcore drugs. Some people do shrooms. Some people do weed. Some people do pills. Some people, it's something that you do to get away from a problem. But if we start facing the problem and be able to resolve issues, then everything in your life would be better. Because what I know about problems is you can run away from it, but you're going to have to come back to it eventually anyway. So stop running away from your problems and deal with it. And then you're going to have another problem, but it won't be that last problem. But if you keep stacking these bricks, things just get heavier and heavier, and then you start sinking, and then you start trying to come up, and then you keep falling back because you put more bricks in your bag. You can't keep going up a ladder with a lot of bricks in your bag. So that's my take on the divorce. And, I don't think people stay too long. I think you're supposed to stay forever.
I sometimes you gotta get out of there, bro. Sometimes you gotta get out of there, bro. Like, I'm sorry. You're right, though. That's what we want.
That's what I want to know. So if you are in a marriage that you feel like you have to get out, whose fault was it? Was it the person that threw a wool over your face, or was you for not making the right decision? That's not even on my list of questions, but I want to know that.
Like me, bro, I don't even know, man. I'm such a good spirit that, bro, even if I can take a L. Like if I walk, like God forbid, I came home, my wife was cheating on me. Boom. Okay. She ain't who I thought she was. Get the papers. I move on, bro. You ain't gonna never hear me on TikTok ranting. You ain't gonna never I could clean break any type of relationship I ever have in life. Oh, dang, who I thought it was, I'm gone. Like that's on me. My bad. Misjudgment. And I can move on, bro. I really don't be. I thank God I'm somebody who don't hold animosity and anger in, because I got friends like that who just they mad about stuff dudes did in high school. I fight them if I see them today. Like, bro, I ain't that. Yeah, I fully, like, if we ain't happy, hey, ain't who I thought I was. You know what I mean? I feel like every man should take that, because we always talk about, is that player? You keeping it cool, G? We always talk about men doing things in a way that don't show emotion, but that's the most emotional you could be when you know what I mean, when you get done wrong by a girl and you all on the internet going in and out about it. It don't help nothing.
So I'm not. Well, I ain't gonna say that, because if I come home, my wife cheated on me, I'm going to jail. I ain't
See,
going
man,
on. I'm not going on
bro.
the internet. I'm not going on the internet telling nobody that she did. I'm not bashing her, but I do know me, and I am not walking away.
Fam, shit, if I walked in, yo, shoot, you got me. You got me. Cause I'm like, you. I look at it deep down. I know all you guys enough to know that y'all are great men. You know, you there, you're emotionally there, you financially there. You provide for your women on all aspects of life. I feel like you feel that way, but you're supposed to feel that way about yourself. If your wife cheat on you, she lost a good man, bro. That's how I look at it. Like, yo, you ain't who I thought you was. I am a good man. I'll find a wife because I'm a good man.
She
Like you
lost
always
a-
gonna be a great woman looking for a great man, bro. So I can't take no L's, bro. All I'm be like, dang, you got me. I'm back outside. You know what I mean? I'm
Wait.
out, bro.
So
Nah.
I got a quick question for you then before I go. So outside of cheating, right? Because I'm with you. I'm ain't no way in the world. But is there any other reason? So you take cheating out, you take abuse out. What about for neglecting or your wife stopped sleeping with you or any other issues that it's okay for you to leave or anything else you gotta work through? Because you said for better or worse.
To me, the verbal, like the verbal lashings, like publicly disrespecting me, I can't do that. Like because for one, I'm in entertainment, so mine's a little more weighted than y'all's might be. But if I got my wife and I'm trying to be funny, or I'm trying to make content and build this platform, and she just over on another platform, he really ain't like that in real life. He really not, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I'm just like, I can't do that part. Like if you're gonna try to destroy what supports us as a family, I gotta get you. That's crazy. But we see it every day. Women will tear down a house she living in because she's mad. So I couldn't do the verbal, not to the public. I couldn't do it. We gotta handle that internally.
Adrian, before you go, I got a question that I want you to answer. So, do people truly understand vows today?
Nah, not at all. Because to your point, like it's literally supposed to be death, right? Only. And even in a situation to where you can leave, like the Bible even talks about just because you can do something don't mean you always should. Right. So if you are gonna say, okay, outside of cheating, outside of abuse, like you about to kill me, you beating me down, I'm not just committed to her, I'm committed to God. And that can only be tested when things are difficult. And so what the real issue is, a lot of people are not really that committed to God while they're single for real. That's what it really boils down to. And then people wonder why it's so hard in marriage. It's so hard because you didn't die to yourself before you got married. You didn't die to your pride. You didn't die to your ego. You let everybody continue to hype you up. You seen all of the women you could get as a single eligible bachelor. So you only used to receive and love one way, and you literally built up your identity off of that. So now that what you're in this marriage and you're not getting that, you like, yo, do you know who I am? You know the type of love that I was once, kind of getting, like, who do you think you talking to? But if you would have died to yourself and you truly felt like God gave you everything, then who are you that you can't be disrespected, right? And I'm not saying, hey, sit there and let her just talk to you any type of way either. But I'm just talking about coming in from a place of humility, like, yo, I don't even know what it's like to be a husband. I don't even pay enough attention to my wife to be able to give her the things that she needs. So do I look to myself first and work on those things, or am I always pointing the finger outside of myself? And I don't think we do enough of that. And then vice versa on the women's side, right? So it's a lack of education. To Dominique's point, they don't know how to be wise. Most married couples that I work with, they don't even hang out with other married couples. Like they're isolated. So they don't even have communities of people who are going through the same things that they are going through, or people who are higher than them, been married longer than them, but also have the tools that can pour into those marriages. Whereas everything else, you need some type of mentorship, you need some type of coaching, some type of training, education, etc. But when it comes to marriages, we think it's just supposed to work. Like, why? When nothing else in the world works like that, especially when it involves you working with another person. So,
I do see a lot of mentorship from some of the OGs I know that's married, but
mhm.
that's the thing about that is like, unfortunately, the majority of the marriages that I come across, within my family and friendship aren't healthy. So, you know, sometimes it is hard to find that, oh man, 40 years in, you know what I mean? So you want to just sit by the OG, you know, let him kind of talk to you. And he going to say some extreme stuff because, you know, 40 years in, you know, OG ain't going, don't let her know nothing about the money. You never know, you know what I mean? The OG, the 40-year-old OG will always have some, it ain't no gray area with the advice he give you. Don't never let her see what's in your wallet, because if she see it, like it's that type of stuff. But you 1,000% right though, man. That's one thing I would love to get better at as our marriage age, is just trying to get around couples with like-minded who are you know, I guess religiously based and committed to not getting divorced, man. That would be cool.
Hey, it matters. It matters, man. Just like anything else. And what profession does it not matter to have people who are more successful than you around you?
For
You
sure.
can't think of nothing else.
No.
For sure.
So Adrian, I know you gotta go, so I ain't gonna.
I gotta go. My guy waiting on me, yo.
Yeah,
Thank you, man.
All right, man.
Peace.
No.
Heck yeah, Adrian, he cool, bro. Homie. I would say he ain't messed the block up. He cool as I don't know what, bro. He just real got a calm demeanor about it, man. But yeah, marriage is one thing that me and my wife did yesterday, bro. We audited, because I was riding in the car the other day, and I was just like, man, thinking about like my friendships and stuff, and like, because I feel like every couple months or so you need to audit every relationship in your life, because even with your friends, sometimes you're like, am I being a good friend to this person? Am I being there for them when they need me? Are they being there for them? Are they being there for me? You know, is it a mutual relationship where both of us are benefiting? And I feel the same way about my marriage. I was telling my wife yesterday, we sat down, I was like, I'll ask her, like, what does she want out of life? What does her next year look like? You know, and what does the house look like, you know, moving forward? You know, does she want to downsize? Because even though these are things that you think we already had concrete, but you'll never know when your wife's plans change. And to piggyback on what you said, I think that's where most divorces come from. Divorce hurts the most when it comes out of the blue, but it comes out of the blue because you don't audit your relationship. Like, your wife been feeling that way, but you never talked about it. Like, you never just sat down like, yo, bro, are you like, what are your plans? What does your next 6 months look like? What does your year look like? Is it what's different? And my wife, I'll be honest with you, the stuff my wife told me, a lot of it I didn't know. A lot of it I did not know. And we talk every day.
Yeah. So what Jordan and I do now, we did do like a weekly check-in, but now we do daily. Just how you feeling? Are you stressed? You know, praying before we go to bed. And I don't mean praying like just the normal prayer. Like, we get on our hands and knees and we face each other and we pray. And we pray over the household. We let the boys pray first if they're here. But when they're not here, we face each other and pray for each other. And then we go and we still do our check-ins every day. Because what I've noticed in marriage and then just in general, things change so rapidly. Like, in today's world, things change like that. And you can't catch it. And then it's like it's something else going on and something else going on. You could forget. If you're waiting so long, like we're waiting week to week, so much has happened.
Yeah, for sure.
You're not gonna be able to cover it. So you do it every day. Now you're like, okay, how you feeling today? Just a quick 5-10 minutes. How you feeling? You know, is there anything I could do? You know, did I do anything wrong? Something you didn't like? You know, things like that. And as far as like where you want to be, we run our house kind of like a business. So like a quarterly, like, okay, in this quarter, what do we want to accomplish? How close are we to accomplishing that thing? Do we want to get our faith stronger? Do we want to lose weight, gain weight, be in the gym more? Do we want to do more activities with the kids? You know, planning out your life like you do at your job. Because at the job, you put 40 hours a week at a job only for them to let you go at any time. But
for sure,
at your house that you spend your life with, you don't put that much effort in. So what we've learned is we put that much effort into each other and into the house, and it's nothing bad can happen because we're putting the energy there.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. I agree with that 100%. But like you said, we both on the same page. It was just a little more frequent. But I do, regardless, you know, how frequently you do it, or infrequently, it's very important that you do to some type of audit about what success looks like, what love looks like, because like you said, it could change so fast, man. That's always my biggest fear, man, with marriage in general, is that one day, you know what I mean, you would just, the person just decide they don't want to be with you no more. But I mean, it's situation with me is like, again, I'm already forgiving that person for, because if you truly love somebody, I feel like you want them to be happy no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it was a day where it comes along, my wife was like, yo, I want to do XYZ on my own, I want to go, I'm not upset in a more of a angry, I wasted my time way, but you know, I enjoy the time that I'm with her now, if that makes sense. So, you know, again, you know, I try not to be so tied to the idea of forever and be more tied to the idea of I want her to be happy no matter what, like even if it ain't with me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. But like my view is just a little different. Like
Yeah, for sure.
I want my wife to be happy, and I'm going to do whatever I can do to make her happy, right? And when like we understand our vows and we understand the covenant, and when I say it always falls back on the Bible. The Bible is a cheat sheet, like for life. You really get into the Bible and start reading, then like whatever you want or whatever you want to accomplish, it'll show you how to get it. You just got to do it. Just like Chat GPT. You type Chat GPT, I want to do this X, Y, and Z. How do I do it? It'll give you all the steps.
For
You go
sure.
read the Bible, everything that you thought about or even it haven't even thought about is already there. So no, I'm in it and she's in it, and I think your foundation it has to come from your foundation has to come from somewhere, and that's the best place for your foundation to come from is the Bible. And I think if both people are equally yoked, I heard this the equally yoked in
Yeah.
faith, then it'll be that much greater once you do accomplish things even as individuals, but you are ultimately accomplishing these things together.
For sure. And I agree with you 100%, man. It just like you said, it's just slightly different views, but at the same time, you know, really coming together about, you know, progressing the love and keeping it healthy. You drinking eggnog? What the hell are you drinking?
No, that's coffee. That's
Crazy, bro.
That's coffee.
Yeah, money, bro. Niggas get money drinking eggnog. It's crazy.
You don't drink eggnog?
Nah, man, I don't like the consistency of it's wild, bro. got a real palsy like consistency to it,
Yeah,
bro. I'm good.
my wife drink eggnog.
Yeah. I mean, you mix something in it, you know what I mean, make it a little more like a regular drink and not this cake batter. I can rock with it. I don't rock with it heavy though.
Yeah. So I'm gonna end it here, but like I said, if you're watching and you need support, Adrian is right there. You can follow us, ask us questions. 5 a.m. Club is about faith, fitness, business, and mental health. It's mainly men, but women can also message us as well. But if you're having problems, if you need support, we're here to help. So that's all we have for tonight. Thanks for joining. And until next time, 5 a.m. Club.
That was a good closing. That was good.